And for rugby followers, this is the day that the controversial Springbok tour ends on the field, and shortly into this arena will run the South African New Zealand teams to play for 80 minutes to decide the outcome of one of the most bizarre test series ever contested. And Auckland has turned on a day that's fine. High overcast cloud, a wind from the southwesterly direction, about the same as last week against Auckland. And Eden Park will present to the players a playing surface that is hard and fast, well grassed, flat, with just the cricket pitch rise in the centre of the halfway mark. Well, the atmosphere in the ground was one of expectancy up until about 10 minutes ago. Then it's changed now to quite an unusual feeling of tenseness, because there is a light plane circling the ground and dipping in low and dropping things into the crowd. There originally was a series of pamphlets dropped onto the playing field, which were cleared away. There were then some flower bombs dropped in. Those are the gestures from the crowd as the plane comes over yet again. Flower bombs have landed on the field and are going to be cleared away as the All Black team comes on. Let's have a look first of all at the All Black team for you. It's a team that has 4 new caps: Stephen Polkeri, Jeff Old, Frank Shelford and Gary Wetton. Gary Knight comes back into the front row. In the backs, Lockie Cameron's out to centre. Stu Wilson back on the right wing. And a full-back behind them, Alan Hewson, who enjoyed this ground last time. He scored 20 points here against Scotland. Sensation for the South African team today with the late withdrawal of Tjens Stoffberg. And that means that with de Villiers Visser also out, it's going to reduce the effectiveness of the South African forward power. Lowe has replaced Visser. Henny Becker has come in today, only 2 hours ago, to lock with Louis Moolman. Front row's the same as at Wellington. The backs are the same as well, with Naas Botha there, of course, number 10. And today's referee having a look anxiously skywards as the plane is still buzzing the ground is Clive Norling of Wales, who controlled the second test. And the game is begun by Doug Rollison, who kicks straight to Naas Botha, South Africa's man of the tour. And his first kick for touch has not found it. David Loveridge, the New Zealand halfback, kicks high. Botha's under it again. Fraser on to Botha. Loose ball. Serpentine. Great beginning by the All Blacks.
Well, the pressures come on straight away on South Africa. A bad kick by Naas Botha, not finding the line into the wind, and now the All Blacks, who need to score quickly to get a real grip on this ground.
Right on the goal line, Dalton throws. Mexted palms. Gary Knight whips it back to Loveridge. A big blind side. Loveridge getting up. Scrum. New Zealand will get the loose head.
Well, straight away, the All Blacks throwing to the back of the line out where they've got the advantage in height with Murray Mexted there and also Frank Shelford.
So, All Blacks on attack. First scrum, you see Frank Shelford, number 7, the new man from Apotiki. Turning scrum. A try! No. Penalty. Penalty back to the 5-metre mark for a penalty to New Zealand. Hands in the scrum. And Andy Dalton, quite rightly, has decided to shoot for goal.
Well, the All Blacks are determined to try and push the Springboks back. You can see it now. They're looking to turn the scrum, getting a good level platform there. Frank Shelford, number 7. The referee looking at the other side, could see something was going on, and then gave the penalty when actually the try could have been scored.
Well, a lot of people in New Zealand have not had great confidence in Alan Hewson. But it's worth remembering that in his last 2 full internationals, he scored more points in Test rugby than has Nas Botha himself. 20 points on this ground against Scotland. Then he went off injured early in the Test at Christchurch. 12 at Wellington, 32 in his last 2 full internationals. Botha has 25. 3 minutes gone. Alan Hewson. So that's a miss, and flower bombs dropping onto the field behind the in-goal area as Alan Hewson clears them away. You see there in the in-goal area the officials' attendants clearing them away as Nas Botha kicks to Alan Hewson, bumbling it around at midfield. Doug Rollison, that's ambitious stuff. Halfway line, into space. Serpentine struggling for it. Ashworth is there on the Willie du Plessis. That's Henny Becker and Rob Cockrell. Ray Morty's got space ahead of him there. And the ball rolls out.
Well, it looked as if New Zealand had the ball then from that maul, but it came out to the South African side, and if Ray Mort had controlled the ball, there was no one back in defence for New Zealand.
Down to David Loveridge at the 22, back to Rollison for the clearance on the left boot. And there is on balloons a sign which has been dropped from the plane, floating gently across Eden Park. 10-metre mark, New Zealand territory. The game is going on in this strange atmosphere. Dave Loveridge to Frank Shelford. Hockey Oosthuizen. So Serpentine near halfway. Kicked away. Stuart Wilson going back. Got the nice bounce. And then put it out on the full. So Stuart Wilson is playing his 21st today. Remember, 21st Test match, 19 as a wing and the others as a centre. And it's Rob Cockrell to throw for South Africa. There's Hayden. Jumping against him is Becker, who came into the team. A good jump there by Moolman. Serpentine to Botha. This is du Plessis to Danny Gerber. The New Zealand backs up. Referee is whistling. I think he's put his finger out, but no, the play goes on. I thought he was playing advantage there for something. Serpentine again. Du Plessis, Botha kicking wide. Hewson is running hard. So too is Hermes Hayes, who pushes Wilson out of the way. And Alan Hewson coming onto his left boot. Nas Botha. The ball is still in play. Drop kick coming up. Fraser will field it. It's going wide. Fraser elects to kick and gets a good clearance to outside the 22. Graham Thorne.
Well, it looked very dangerous for New Zealand there when the Springboks for the first time won a line out through Louis Moolman, and then the South Africans were to the loose ball first, and with Nas Border had drop kicked that goal, the pressure would have been back on New Zealand.
So Hayden up the front, Gary Whitten, the new man is number 5. Serfontein de Borta to Danny Gerber, the inside centre at the 22, getting through Jeff Auld. Loose ball out in midfield. New Zealand have the loose head here. Good progress made there by Danny Gerber, who's done so well on this tour. His 8th international today. Time gone, 6 minutes. Rollison. High ball down towards Pienaar halfway. It's not finding its line, or is it? It bounced beyond Casey Pienaar and went out. So that's a big clearance. Remember, New Zealand have the win, which is left to right as you watch the screen, and it's quite a strong breeze, a bit like in the Auckland match last week.
And it seemed that South Africa gave the wind away this game.
Frank Shelford, the man who's got to chase for New Zealand's point of view and catch Borta. There's one going for Borta with Loveridge onto him. Fair catch for Nas Borta inside the 22. Flippy Fundermerva is behind him, this giant man who was under an injury cloud too for most of the week. But there's Borta's clearance into the wind. Not a great gain, but it's up to the 10-metre mark. There's Henny Beckett, who came into the team for Tjörn Stoffberg with a knee injury. John Ashworth on the left. You can see the great difference in size, Becker to Ashworth. New Zealand has good ball this time. Rollison, a high one. Pienaar at the 22. Lockie Cameron has him. He lost the ball loose. Auld is there, number 6. Loose ball. Dalton, the captain. And you can see the flower bombs are landing very close to the action there as the plane above continues to swerve to circle the ground, and an easy shot at goal coming up for Alan Hewson.
But you can see the All Black forwards going forward. The ball came loose there. Flippy Fundermerva was down onto it, but the old hand went in there. You can see Flippy Fundermerva put the hand in there once. Clyde Norling didn't seem to see it, but then he gave the penalty.
So it's Alan Hewson, his second shot. This is very easy, just out in front of the posts. Nine minutes gone, New Zealand in the lead. So the big crowd, 49,000 people here at Eden Park in Auckland. Pleased with that, no doubt. And a good start, Graham Thorne, by New Zealand.
Yes, the All Blacks have looked very good in the first 9 minutes. They've put the ball up in the air. The tricky wind here at Eden Park has put the Springboks under a lot of pressure, and they haven't really taken the ball at all well.
And you can see that flower bomb landed directly on top of our ground camera. A flower bomb directly on top of the camera. The plane continues to circle the ground as South Africa wins a penalty at the scrum. Collapsing the scrum in the front. Dalton has a word, and Nas Borta is going to kick into the wind. Kick for goal. Now, Graham Thorne, I think that wind is slightly angled again from corner to corner, isn't it?
Yes, it's gone a little bit more to the west than it was in the Auckland game a week ago. It's not an easy kick, but a well-hit golf ball. The wind never bothers it, as Winston McCarthy used to say.
He's hit it well too. And that's a great goal for Nas Borta. Into the wind, he really banged that one hard, and that was a beauty. 3-all. 10 minutes gone, first half.
Once again, it goes to show that you can't give Nas Borta any chances at all in the All Black half. Any penalty that's within 50 metres, he is going to slot.
Doug Rollison looking skywards just before that kick-off as the plane continues to circle the ground. But the game goes on, and it must be distracting for the players. It's very low when it comes over. Loveridge away to Pukeri, handles for the ball. First time in Test rugby. Hewson up and through, a chance for Wilson. Wilson pulls it down. That's right. Incisive cut into the back line from Alan Hewson.
Well, Paul Carey was playing first on base, but watch for Alan Hewson coming to the back line, very close and very quick. Now you'll see Pienaar almost gives him the gap here. Pienaar could see that Nars Porter might have got him, gave him the gap, but then a very good pass from Hewson to Wilson just in front of Porter. He chopped inside and had the strength and the reach to go over for the first try.
Well, Hewson is going to take the kick, and remember, this is the Wellington man who's been criticised, I guess that's the word, but people don't have a great feeling of security when Alan Hewson is there at fullback. But my word, when he runs with the ball, he runs well. And he really zipped in to help this man score his 13th try in Test rugby. On the left boot, just curling wide. It's 7 points to 3. And what an incident-packed 12 minutes we've had in the Test match.
And there was an example of Paul Carey coming in for first 5/8, but Doug Rollison in at centre gave a very close pass to Alan Hewson, who took it and was right in the gap and free to run.
Nars Porter kicks off with the try by Stu Wilson, a brilliant try in the corner, unconverted. That'll give the All Blacks great heart. Cockrell away, chasing Rollison. The long kick from Rollison. Pienaar coming across. Bounced it into touch. Doug Rollison had a bit of a disappointing game in Wellington, but that was well judged. Bounced it out nicely, gain of about 40 metres. You can see the flower bombs making the marks across the pitch parallel to the touchlines. So Andy Dalton keeping the All Black captaincy down on the farm. In fact, him and his father Ray, the only father and son to have both captained New Zealand. Ray Dalton, vice captain to South Africa in 49, captained the team in 6 provincial matches. There's Rob Lowe, appearing for the first time individually in the match. Serpentine back to Porter. Hasn't found his touch. Alan Hewson has hooked that around out on the full. That's twice Porter has missed his touch, Graham.
Well, in the first test in Christchurch, he also had a game where he missed the touch, and this is not what test fly halves are made of. If he starts to lose his confidence, New Zealand could take advantage of it.
Palm towards the back. We'll have a look at the line-out counters. That one's won by South Africa. Oosthuizen to Lowe. Serpentine. Billy du Plessis. Now there's newspaper pamphlets falling down across the field this time. You'll see them coming into the picture. Rocking ball. In goes Murray Mexted, jumping in. I think they may stop the game to clear those pamphlets that have been dropped from the plane off the field. This is bizarre. What a bizarre atmosphere for a test match to be played in. Now the game goes on. Mixed off to Loveridge. Nicely for Wilson, who's got the bounce, and a head-high tackle by Porter. But Wilson was offside, but Porter's the one the crowd is venting their fury at the moment. Bain and Klassen called out. Look at Wilson, the head high went in. A real coat hanger job. However, the original, he's getting spoken to, Porter. He understands, but he gets the penalty because of the first defence, I guess.
I bet he understands too. When you do a stiff arm like that, which is the proverbial coat hanger, you deserve to be spoken to. And I'm sure next time that he does one like that, he won't be on the field anymore.
So that's halfway to the right. 7 points to 3, 16 minutes gone, first half. Dalton throws, palmed down by Jeff Old, jumping in there at number 6. Pukeri. He was just tipped off balance, skied his kick to Pienaar. And Pienaar's hurried the ball out at the 22. South Africans are playing a bit unsettled.
Well, I think that the whole situation with the playing overhead, dropping pamphlets and flower bombs doesn't do anything for Test match rugby to any player.
Out to Rollison. Pukeri. Rollison's lost it on the loop. Pukeri. The All Blacks are going back here to halfway. There's Murray Mexted running hard. Out to Loveridge. Caught from behind by Dani Gerber. Good play there by Murray Mexted.
Well, so far after 17 minutes of play, Murray Mexted has got a lot of line-out ball in the back, and also the All Black in the middle are also getting ball, and this is where the game is going to be won or lost, is in line-out ball.
7-5 to New Zealand in the line-out count. 7-3 on the scoreboard to New Zealand. Rollison fielding this one. Drop kick is flat again to Pienaar, backed up by Botha. And again, the South Africans haven't found their touch. Hewson on the left boot. Now that was a good piece of play by Hewson. Bounced on his feet, got onto his left boot and put it about 30 metres down the touchline from a tight position. Time gone 18 minutes. Try to Stu Wilson, penalty to Hewson. Rollison, Pukeri. A few problems in that just from Pukeri to Rollison before, and Pukeri to Cameron that time. That's Rob Lowe, number 7, who's won it. It's down for Serpentine. Botha pushing it with Hermes Hayes, who's got the bounce. Could be a try here for South Africa's Hermes Hayes. Well, a difficult one there. Rollison's touched it down. 5 metre scrum ordered.
Well, I think that the referee might have made a mistake there, because it seemed to come off Hermes' foot and go over the line for the dropout 22.
South Africa have the loose head. They might try to put their big scrum into action here. They've got Flippy van der Merwe. Remember, 20 stone in that front row. There's Devant Serpentine, another one of the big success stories of this tour. The All Blacks are reluctant to come around parallel.
They haven't got a very big blind here. Now they'll have to go infield to the right and try and probably screw the scrum a little. The All Blacks will try and help them on the way.
Before's Andy Hayden. Loveridge. Charge down midfield. Du Plessis lost it forward. Rollison.
The referee playing the advantage there and coming back for the scrum, because New Zealand have the ball and a more definite chance of getting it than they would have from a line-out. The All Black scrum there went the other way to try and mess up the Springbok ball from that scrum.
Rollison, he's run this one out from his line, up to Wilson. Looking for support to Dalton, the captain, at the 22. New Zealand running out of trouble. Jeff Old. Oh, the big policeman. Serpentine, South Africa going to run it back. Du Plessis to Gerber. Whoa, straight into a tackle by Lockie Cameron. Shelford has Du Plessis. Serpentine. Hewson getting back. So it's halfway to the right. Shelford at the back, Mexted in front of him, Vaden Klaasen. Number 7 for South Africa, Rob Lowe. Here's Frank Shelford, the man on form. Caught by Vaden Klaasen at halfway. Botha, they lost it to the South Africans. Holding up in the breeze. Hermes Hayes through on Hewson. Hewson's fielded it well. Serpentine covering. There's a lot of speed in this game. Dani Gerber near halfway to Lewis Moolman. Hayden over the top of him. Rob Lowe digs deep. Nas Botha. That'll curl up in the wind near halfway. Shelford. Loveridge. Out wide to Rollison. To Cameron. To Porchetti. Lovely running. Rollison. There's a matter of two-man there. That was Jeff Ohl, but he's lost it. Knock on.
Well, a bizarre sight with all the flower bombs over the field, but the All Blacks are spinning the ball at the South Africans. They're trying to get them under a lot of pressure, and it's working so far in the game.
South Africa about 10 metres out from their own line. 7-3, New Zealand are leading by 21 minutes. Nas Botha finds the line that time. He's missed the touch twice in the game. In fact, I remember reading where he once missed touch 11 times in a test match in South Africa against South America, I think it was. Somebody kept count. But that one he's found the line outside the 22. So Cockle to throw. Well, Hayden and, Wetton and Moolman. Neither of them got off the ground that time. Penalty for New Zealand. Quite deftly, the referee says hands. And here is a chance for New Zealand to add to their 7.
I think that the Springboks have already realised that they have to play Louis Moolman most of the time because they're not getting any ball at the front of the line-out and they're not getting any from the back. And now there's been a change in kicker Doug Rollison, which is on his side of the field, the left-hand side of the field, being a right-footed kicker and being able to draw the ball round. But the line-out count is looking very good New Zealand way because they've got control of it.
So Doug Rollison from just outside the 22. 23 minutes gone. So a penalty goal for Rollison takes New Zealand out beyond the 6-point gap. 10 points to 3. The South Africans will now have to score twice to get the lead back.
And a good decision by Andy Dalton, realising that Alan Hewson doesn't like that side of the field, so giving the ball to Doug Rollison.
So Botha kicks off. Moolman through number 5. Old number 6. Kermasays kicking through to Houston on the 22. He knew he was outside the 22, so he bounced it. Pienaar, well taken. Mort is there. Dani Gerber waiting on the touchline. High into the centre. Loveridge is there with Hayden. Holding up in the wind there, 22. Good ball for Serpentine. To Ray Mort, coming in from the right wing. Rob Lowe's won it. Ashworth has him. That's Mort. See what the referee says. Knock on. Three new All Black caps in the test pack. Gary Wetton, number 5. Old, number 6. Shelford, number 7. Hewson. That's the way to go on the left side of the field. A good one by Hewson. Fraser's going through. Pienaar can only let it run out. Alan Hewson going well. He likes this ground. He likes the conditions when they're a bit warm. And he really made the try for Stu Wilson. Kicked that good penalty goal and playing well. Mexted at the back, the jumper there. Mexted got his hand to it. Now Mexted plays halfback. Off to Shelford. Shelford going right into the eye of the storm. Old plays halfback. Away to Doug Rollison for a high drop kick attempt. Pienaar touching down. drop out from the 22. Van der Merwe playing it in there, but it's a scrum. New Zealand's loose head.
Well, I'm sure that the All Black backs will have something on in this move. They're just outside the 22. Alan Hewson sneaking across outside Lockie Cameron.
Good drive up to the 22. Loveridge, a dive pass to Rollison. Pokeri left out Cameron. Long ball. Fraser's got it eventually. He's got a good kick in. Hewson's chasing through on Pienaar. And Pienaar has done very, very well indeed from that tight position. He had to also bounce on his feet to get onto the right balance to make the kick, and he's bounced it up to halfway. Dalton throws. There was not really jumping there. A lot of scrabbling in the centre of the line out. Rollison's kick to Pienaar. He has time and also puts that one out well.
Well, I think that there's going to be a blow-up in the line-out soon because there's been a lot of obstruction going on there.
There's the plane coming in very low over Eden Park. It seems to me to be just above the grandstand height. And on the halfway line, the match carries on. 28 minutes of play. Hayden, number 4, driving through to halfway. All Blacks seem to be playing without distraction. Loveridge trying to find the narrow side.
And a good drive from New Zealand there. They've got a penalty for a little stiff arm there across Loveridge's head. So Clive Norling very quick to pick that up. But you can see the drives from New Zealand which are coming, because you can see it now that Loveridge going the short side there, looked inside, and there was the head. But the line-out drives are coming because New Zealand have got 2 loosies and 1 tight forward, so they're able to drive, where the South African forwards have got 3 straight-out loose forwards, and they're having a lot of trouble going back and going round the front and stopping the All Black drive. And Rob Lowe and Birger Geldenhuys and Weinhard Klaassen are not tight forwards in the sense of having 2 and 1 to go round the front. And this is where the All Blacks are starting to take advantage of that.
4th attempted goal today for New Zealand, 2nd for Rollison, using the right footer on that side of the field. It's going to be short. Not a good one by Kerber. It's not going to find the line. Rollison was waiting out there because that's where the kick came from. Taken in by John Ashworth. Loveridge to Stu Wilson, who's on the right wing but is over at first 5'8". He must have been across there for the charge. So they got Murray Mexted right out in the wing. Again, the narrow side. Fraser and Serpentine. Big Gary Knight to the 22. Geldenhuys. And this is Lockie Cameron. Referee's whistle has gone. Jeff Old being spoken to here. Now, what happened there, Graham?
I think it must have been a little bit after the play when Henny Becker kicked the ball out.
Okay, that's against Jeff Old. Now, I don't think we saw that.
No, it was after Becker had kicked the ball, so he took the penalty from where the obstruction actually occurred. It wasn't a late charge as such.
Well, that's the 3rd one that Nasport has missed the line with. We remember 11's his worst or best, if you like. But that's not good from Nasport. That's 3 misses. So vital in Test rugby. So the line-outs at the moment 11-6 to New Zealand. Cleanly won ball. Vainen Klaasen makes the tap, but it's jumping all over his opposite, Murray Mexted. And something was said.
And you don't say anything to the referee. Clive Norling does not like back chatting, and Doug Rollison found that out to his disadvantage last time at Athletic Park.
So Alan Houston is going to have a shot at goal. Across the scarred playing surface. A long kick from the left boot. Houston is better at the longer ones. It's on Rollison's side, if you like. But here's Houston after 32 minutes of play. Stabbed it low. Drop out from the 22.
I think it was just outside his distance, and he thought, if I can push it through, as you said, stab it, I might be able to get that extra couple of metres that I haven't really got.
So Van der Merwe and Hayden now. Mexted going in hard on Van der Merwe. And here's Botha. This is number 4. Hasn't found that line again. Alan Houston having a left foot drop goal. It must have been very close from his own side of halfway. What a magnificent effort. It just passed outside the right-hand post. A beautiful effort. But you could hear the crowd just reacting to what they've just seen. A tremendous drop goal attempt from Alan Houston. So South Africa are backs to the wall here at the moment. Into the wind. Rollison, Bookery, Cameron into the tackle. Serfontein, Geldenhuys, Gezi Pina, out on the full. Too many mistakes generally with the South Africans kicking today.
Yeah, so the Springboks don't look anything like the side that played at Athletic Park, but then again there's been a very bad build-up. Like the All Blacks in Wellington, they had a bad build-up with people pulling out. Well, today the Springboks have been in exactly the same situation.
Six minutes to go until the half-time break. Palm back for Loveridge to Rollison. To Pukeri. To Cameron. Low. Didn't quite get his man. Roll back. Hayden carrying it on. 15 metres out. Loveridge to Rollison. To Fraser.
Well, that's the secret of the All Black success today. The backing up of the man with the ball. Whenever someone looks like he's caught, there's a man inside. It might be a forward like Frank Shelford or a back like Bernie Fraser. Always there on the inside of the man with the ball. And that has been probably the success story of New Zealand teams over the last 20 years. The backing up of the man with the ball. There's not a very big side for the blind here. There may be Murray Mexted going to pick up the ball and play that nice little, what they call a lefto.
Mexted, he nearly got across. Knock on there, but a try. And it is Gary Knight, and he is really on a try-scoring high at the moment. Gary Knight gets his first try in a test match, and he won't be able to believe this. He scored 4 tries in a week. That's the kind of thing that wingers do. In the replay, was there a knock-on?
Well, Murray Mexted made the drive. Now, you watch now, just short of the line. Now, there he pushes it back. Now, did Frank Shelford knock the ball on? I think he did. But there went to Dave Loveridge. Bernie Fraser looked like he was going to get the ball, but Gary Knight, with that strength and weight, just pushed his way over for a good try.
Well, Gary Knight got a try once in West Wales, because the All Blacks said he was a bit late to a ruck and was the only one left to pick it up. but that one he really did crash over. He got 3 tries for Manawatu in their last 2 games, 4 today. That's 16-3 to New Zealand with Rollison's conversion, 4 minutes from half-time.
Well, the story of the test so far is that South Africa have not got into the New Zealand 22 on more than 2 occasions, and you can't set up tries unless you're down the other end of the field. The All Blacks have been putting pressure on in the Springbok side of halfway, and they've scored 2 tries as a result.
So Gary Knight's try was converted by his Manawatu teammate, Doug Rollison. Now the Springboks battling against 16-3. Pienaar is up. Fraser's got him as he dropped the ball. Look at Shelford arrive. Dalton too. Bernie Fraser. The Springboks are going back. Loveridge expecting it. Hayden's worked it to him.
Well, the determination from the New Zealand 8 is supreme today. They've hunted that ball. They know there's only one on the field, and they've got it. And if you can't score tries without the ball.
Serpentine caught. Now Borta. Kerber. Straight to Fraser. Haven't found their touch again. Fraser handed it into Rob Cockrell. .22-metre line. Wilson's on to Danny Kerber.
Well, Casey Pienaar had to do a bit of tidying up there for the South Africans. No side looks good going back, and South Africa have been going back for the first 38 minutes of this game. They haven't looked like getting a try.
Kerber, Duplessis, Kermasace, loose ball at halfway. Hokeri beautifully picked up into Loveridge to Lockie Cameron. Big Gary Knight relishing the try he's just scored, driving in hard, coming back from old to Loveridge. Away to Rollison, running hard at Borta, shoulder in, Wilson there, Shelford. There's Frank Shelford with the ball. First All Black from Opotiki, from a club in Opotiki. Several have been born there for 61 years. Les McLean played on the side of the scrum against South Africa here in the 1921 series. Serpentine kicks through. Half-time time has arrived, so this one probably will be the half-time break. Fraser, a good kick. Difficult for South Africa now to play, facing the New Zealand team in a rampant mood. Sylvain and Klaassen at the back must be a worried man. 16-3 in injury time in the first half. Loveridge, Rollison, just a little variation, popped it into space. Paul-Kerry's got the bounce. He couldn't quite get a pass away. Now Mexted at the 22, into Rollison. That's the goal line there. Naas Botha behind the goal line, drops it down, touches down. Scrum back by the line. South Africa put in. This is a 5-metre scrum, is it? Somebody's hurt. Casey Pina is hurt. We might have a replay there and have a look at that again.
Well, it was a golden opportunity for New Zealand. And it looks like Casey Pina is going off the field, Keith.
Well, Pina leaving the field. So we can't give you a replay of that particular incident, but there is a sad sight for South Africa. They lost 2 men in the build-up. Now they're losing another one. Casey Pina, the gesture from this officer of St. John suggests a shoulder injury. Oh, that's half-time. Well, we didn't quite get started there after that, and that is half-time in the match, with New Zealand leading by 16 points to 3, having scored 2 tries, 1 to Wilson, 1 to Knight, a conversion and a penalty by Rollison, a penalty by Hewson, to a Naas Botha penalty for South Africa. That's the half-time today as well. Second half begins with Naas Botha's kick, low and flat to Stuart Wilson, who scored the try in the first half. Remember, he got 3 tries in the first half. And down on the left-hand end of the ground there is a stoppage. Smoke bombs have been thrown onto Eden Park at the left-hand end of the field. Smoke bombs, flares, being an attempt to come onto the field. The game will stop. Flower bombs dropping onto the park. Flares dropping as well from... Are they coming from the sky or coming out of the crowd?
Well, I think it's 6 of one and half dozen the other. Some of the flares have come from the number 3 stand, while others have been dropped from the plane that's flying round.
Stoppage appears to be over. The match will resume. Springboks aboard Johan Younes onto the field. And Billy du Plessis has also gone off. They're playing with 14 men. There's Younes without a number. And Khermis Hayes plays it out over the touchline. And South Africa are going to bring another player onto the field. That's just to remind you what the score is in the game. A couple of minutes gone in the second half. This is Colin Beck, who's going to come on for Willie du Plessis, as he did, in fact, in the second test at Wellington. And there was a great deal of agitation in the crowd down to the left and end as some people are being taken away. So Loveridge to Rollison, high into the centre field. Serpentine is left to Geldenhuys. Frank Shelford. Rollison.
Well, Doug Rollison's put some very good kicks through today, and that one again didn't go out in the full. It bounced, and it bounced the right way, and 2 in the first half, 1 in the second half. They've bounced the right end and gone into touch, playing with authority in this test.
So there's a move on if the All Blacks can get possession. They've got conceded a penalty instead. Nasport finds the next play will begin 12 metres in New Zealand's territory. 2 tries to 0.
Well, the Springbok side have come out of that half-time break with a new lease of life. And I'm sure Wynand Klaasen told them exactly what he wanted. 13 points in arrears. They've got it all ahead of them like the man with the wheelbarrow.
So this is outside the 22-metre line, Serpentine. Don't think there have been any tight heads in the matches yet. Line-out count at the moment, in terms of possession, 14-7. Cleanly won ball to New Zealand. That's a 2-to-1 ratio. Serpentine away to Borta. The drop kick is on. Hit the crossbar, it's loose. Colin Beck. Wilson put it out. That could well have been a try for Colin Beck, number 12, the replacement for Billy Duplessis. But he just could not quite get control of the ball after he hit the crossbar from Borta's drop kick attempt.
Well, it just shows you how dangerous Naas Borta is, because he didn't have much room at all. In fact, Serpentine took the sort of second bite of that ball out of the back of the scrum. He was still able to get his kick away, and it was only about 6 inches below the crossbar.
It's there for Loveridge. Rollison, they're running it. Polkerry, good pass. Cameron, long ball to Fraser. Fraser stayed behind the 22. So there's big Gary Wetton in the middle, beaten to the jump that time by Moolman. Borta, Gerber, Hughes up, a good pass for Gerrie Cruikshank. Next head in, there's Colin Beck, the replacement, into Rob Lowe. Geldenhuys with him. This is a good piece of play put together by the Springboks. Loveridge is committed in there too.
Well, that was the first time the Springboks have looked like putting anything together. Hughes coming into the back line, a good miss pass out in the outside, putting the All Black outsides under a lot of pressure, and there was also a lot of good backing up from Rob Lowe and Birger Geldenhuys.
17. Borta, Colin Beck has already looked good since he's come on, and now to chase here, Mort and Hewson, and I think Mort got there first. Mort did get there. He got there in the end. A try for Mort. He definitely got it the second time. I don't know, Graham. I think he might have got it the first time too. A try for Ray Mort.
Well, I'm afraid that due to circumstances beyond our control, we won't be able to see a replay there, but it was a good move from Nas Bora coming along, doing the dummies, and then from outside there came the little kick behind Houston. He had to turn and go back, and Mort was there. It looked like he got to the ball, and then he came back and definitely forced it down.
And that's made it interesting. 16-9. Nas Bora having a little word with Murray Mexted there, and inviting the referee to consider Murray Mexted. I think might have charged him physically from the kick at goal. 16 points to 9. They're still outside the 6-point gap, but the Springboks put together that good move up the left-hand side and then made a try for Ray Mort down the right wing.
Well, the All Blacks might have got a little bit off the boil. The Springboks all to play for. They've got to lift their game now.
Well taken by Louis Moolman. Serpentine, Morta. Found it well that time, made sure of it. So I guess he's the man a lot of the South African hopes are pinned on. There is the concentration of the Springbok backs as they wait for Dalton's throw. And jump by Becker. Loveridge had it. Rollison. Bulkeri's had an immaculate game. Kicking out for Wilson, but Hurnis has it. At the 22, tipped up by Mexted. The Springboks are back in this game with this last few minutes. And it was a good kick across by Rollison, but Hurnis raced in to take it on the full and turned the advantage completely back on the New Zealanders.
Well, South Africa have got a very good blind on the left there. They've got Gemmercase standing out almost behind Bora there, looking like he could come in, and Hurnis is right out on the extreme left of our picture.
Well, the old cry, black, 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 it was heard here in 1956 in that famous series, being used again by the crowd.
Now Hurnis is coming in right behind Nas Bora. He's going the blind.
It's gone to Bora for the drop. Clive Norling says it went wide, and he was right, in excellent position. But they're going to use Nas Bora as well to get this gap closed to within that 6 points. Houston takes a quick one. The All Blacks, if they want to take this game, they've got to get the initiative back. They've lost it in the last few minutes. But the touch judge, Paul Arthur, down the near side, says it was out. Seven points the difference. 10 minutes, second half. Flippy van der Merwe just getting behind Louis Moolman. Burger Geldenhuys to the left. Number 9 is Serpentine. Loveridge. Flower bombs coming down right behind the South Africans. Their backs. Flippy van der Merwe's got it. The smallest man of the New Zealand team has to grab the biggest in the Springbok side.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a police broadcast. The police appreciate the difficulty you are having with regard to the aircraft flying low, but we request that you do not throw missiles in the direction of the plane.
through by Baden Klassen. I'll tell you about that public address announcement that caused so much mirth. The public have been asked not to throw missiles from the ground in the direction of the plane. Well, Baden Klassen, the Springbok captain, with the headband, is rallying this South African team. Just less than 30 minutes before this tour ends on the field. Klassen is trying to get it all together for a victory. It's gone towards Rob Lowe at the back. Gary Knight is number one, driving through. It's just on New Zealand's side of halfway. And I guess all this police activity around the ground is of interest to Jeff Old. He's the first policeman to play in a test match since 1934, when Ned Barry played. We've had All Blacks as policemen before, but not in a test match since 1934.
Well, the All Blacks for the first time in the second half are up in an attacking position. They've got the throw-in, Andy Dalton. Alan Hewson is sneaking out towards the outside as Dalton prepares to throw.
John Ashworth, number 3. Turning and rolling it around. Hayden! What a big surge from the big man, and a good tackle by Hughes. Loveridge, Rollison, Hokeri, Cameron. Wilson can't quite get it. Offside, out in the centre of the field. And the setup for that move came from big Andy Hayden, 17.5 stone, found a gap and pushed his way up towards the line. And then in the spin out to the right, the Springbok backs were up offside. It's right out in front.
And there's the classic roll-round move from the All Blacks. That they can start getting that more rolling and just transferring the ball from one to another until suddenly the gap appeared there for Andy Hayden.
Alan Hewson, 82 points for New Zealand. His 5th test match, his 10th game. 15 minutes gone, second half. So the margin is out to 10 points again with that second penalty today by Alan Hewson. So Rollison running it through to the 22. Referee's just asked for a halt here while some missiles are cleared away off the field. Some more coming down. There's one of the attendants taking away one of the flower bombs dropped from an aircraft circling the ground. Hughes to Ray Mort, who's already got the try. Hewson coming across. Awkward bounce. Oh, and Mort's got the bounce. That is it again. Well, Ray Mort makes it 2 tries. And here it is, Graham.
Well, the perfect little kick coming out to the right. Now watch Ray Mort when he gets the ball. He puts the little kick ahead, runs through now. It's a very awkward bounce. Hewson couldn't quite get to it. Pokeri came past in self-defence almost, but Mort was there, took the ball and scored the try.
Water with the kick. Dramatic test match. Could close it up to just 4 points. And he's done so, of course. 19 points to 15. The South Africans are definitely back in this match. A apart from the penalty to Houston and that run up by Hayden towards the line, it's been mostly South Africa in the second half. So the crowd watching and expecting a tight finish, no doubt, to this match. It's got a long way to go yet. It's not yet reached three-quarter stage. Springboks are definitely in it. Now Loveridge probing the blind side. Hayden inside him for another run. Norman's been looking after Hayden all day, but it's carried on. Serpentine ahead of Ashworth. Fraser's under this one. And it's out. Jeff Old up at number 6 in the line-out jumping today. He's usually one place further back. And there he is in the play again. Great run. Mixed in. Shelford, the 3 loose men. Well, Jeff Old, being a policeman, has been on duty at several of the games on this tour. He was at New Plymouth and he was outside the ground watching anti-tour activity in Wanganui. Dave Loveridge watching the plane, which has made a very low sweep over the ground. That seemed to be about the level of the top of the stand. And if it's distracting to watch, it must be extremely distracting to play in.
Springbok put in a chance for Nas Porter to get the Springboks back to halfway. The All Blacks trying to put the pressure on.
Devan Serpentine, once described by Danny Craven as the one and only halfback in South Africa. That's how highly he's rated by Dr. Craven. Serpentine is a doctor as well, doing national service at the moment. 10-metre mark, South African territory, 19-15. Wetton going high, got the tap. Pokeri, not in his copybook there. Becker.
Nothing going right for the New Zealand backs now. All the smoothness they had in the first half has disappeared. They've got to take a good look at themselves now, watch the ball closer and concentrate.
Loveridge probing forward from that free kick. Springboks just held off him there. Frank Shelford charging in with his knee up. Penalties and free kicks are 7-5 awarded to New Zealand. 7 to New Zealand, 5 to South Africa.
And now New Zealand with a chance on the blind side.
Mixed-head just played it with his fingers. Oh, that plane is very low now. It's below the level of the grandstand.
Referee now watching the other side of the scrum.
Serpentine. Shelford is back looking for the ball. Gets Serpentine as well. 10-metre mark, it's loose. Brendan Klaasen claimed it. Advantage might be being played here because it looked like Klaasen knocked it on. It's coming for Gary Knight. Today's try-scoring prop forward. Time gone 21 minutes. second half. Loveridge running wide, a high ball straight over the head of Houston to Hermes Hayes. Fired it now to Burger Keldon Hayes. Loveridge getting back. Penalty to South Africa. Penalty to South Africa. A chance for them to bring it up to just 1 point.
Well, if everything went right for the All Blacks in the first half, it's most certainly not gone right for them in the second half. Everything they've tried has not turned out the right way. There's been passes thrown behind players, over players. Dave Loveridge probably should have kicked them, but instead tried to pass to Stuart Wilson instead.
We understand Dunedin viewers are back with this telecast from Eden Park in Auckland after losing a considerable amount of the match. There will be highlights of the match tomorrow on television, New Zealand's TV1 network at 11 o'clock.
Well, here's Dave Loveridge. You can watch, he gives a dummy. Now, he probably should have kicked in because there's a one-on-one situation, and Hermes picked it up. He had a man, Nas Border, inside him, but he just kept going, and there's Burger Keldon Hayes again. Now, from here, South Africa get the penalty. There's players going wide in over the ball there. We can't really see what the penalty was given for, but Mr. Norling was quite definite in his signal.
There's Dave Loveridge, who is injured at the bottom of that maul, that pile-up. And Borta very quickly has placed the ball away to the left. That's the distance he has to send it. 17 minutes to go. He wants to get on with the job. And Malcolm Hoods, the New Zealand physiotherapist, just clearing the field down in the foreground. Vital kick. He's goaled it, and that's right up to 1 point the difference.
The most dangerous man in world rugby at the moment, Nas Border. Anything that's within 50 metres is almost a certain goal today to Nas Border.
You see something dropping under the field there and blowing away. So South Africa playing well with the wind. They only got a penalty in the first half. New Zealand's only got a penalty in the second half. And South Africa have had 2 tries to Mort. 13 points in the second half. So what can New Zealand forwards do as Andy Dalton leads them back into it again? Kick to Henny Becker, number 4. Flippy van der Merwe on the near side against John Ashworth. Oki Oosthuizen. Robert Cockrell in the centre, the hooker. Played against the All Blacks in '76 as well. Loveridge trying to get through into Serpentine. Well, he's backed into his own players.
Well, once again an All Black put in. They'll have to try and do something out in the centres now. That Alan Houston's a long way back, so it doesn't look as though he'll be coming in.
Fraser. Hayden has featured in several plays with the ball in the second half. It's still off the ground. Back to Loveridge. Looking inside for someone to pass to, but there was no one there. And a bit of the fizz has gone out of the New Zealand team, with South Africa leading the second half, if you like, 13-3.
And there we had what we were talking about, the man with the ball being supported. Well, there it just wasn't on.
Back to Borta, just by his own line. Shelford through on him. Dalton throws to Old. Penalty to New Zealand this time from the line out. Lifting. Now this again assumes great importance. Who's Dalton going to choose? Rollison or Hewson? Rollison is there. Hewson staying back, and Rollison is going to be.
Well, this is a pressure kick for Doug Rollison. 15 minutes of the game to go. 1 point in it.
Something falling on the smoke, falling onto the ground. The New Zealand players had to get out of the way of that missile falling on the park.
Doug Rollison making sure that he gets some clean air through his jersey.
The two All Black players are back at halfway while Rollison goes to kick. So back they come on now. Hit the post, bounced to Serpentine. He's kicked it rather wildly. Porkeri's under it. Old got it in a collision. Jeff Old with a big left boot. We know he can hit it well, but that one's curling away in the breeze and is out. So that was bad luck for New Zealand. It hit the post and bounced away. A good kick by Rollison. Norman and Wetton. Mexted has it. So the last man up is Burger Geldenhuys, number 6. His second test match. Turn right around here, so the battle is on. Porter playing it to himself, kicking deep across field to Wilson's wing. Kermis Hayes is going through very quickly, but he's ruled offside. He is ruled offside ahead of the kick.
They'll definitely take the scrum right back, and well, that was not bad luck, but just good bad play by Kermis. He saw the kick coming, but he was just a little bit too petulant.
Mixed-Ed. Loveridge. Fraser. Well, I wonder if that Fraser was affected then by the plane, which swooped very low over the field just as that ball was coming Fraser's way. The noise is very loud and it's distracting, of course. Hewson running in for this one. Makes sure of the bounce this time and gets it away. Special cheer for Alan Hewson there when he got that bounce. He's done a lot of good things today, but the crowd, I guess, remembering the bounce that went beyond him for Mort's try. 19 to 18, 10 minutes to go, and this tour is over.
Hewson is standing a long way back because the wind is coming right into his face, and he's getting into a lot of trouble because the fly half and the halfback are kicking little pop kicks over the top to him.
That's a good jump by Hayden at the front. Referee Norling watching closely the South African. Serpentine goes in to lend his weight. Trying to roll it again. So 1 point is the difference. Mexted played very well in the series. Shelford is there. Loveridge gets it to Rollison. Oh, he skied that one badly in the wind. It's blowing back towards his own line. Wilson gets up to jump high with Colin Beck. 10-metre mark, New Zealand territory. Serpentine has it to Gerber. You see missiles landing on the field. Hewson's under that, and that's a brave catch by Hewson, because there was a lot of distraction right about then. The plane was coming over. There was flower bombs landing on the field, and Hewson made a catch, and now we'll try to clear it to touch.
Well, 9 minutes to play in this match, everything to play for, and both sides know they've been in a match. The All Black forwards have to bring everything out. Naas Botha, 1 point separating the teams. Naas Botha knows what it's all about in these situations. And the number of times that Naas Botha has won games in the last couple of minutes, especially in South Africa in the Currie Cup finals, the last year's Currie Cup final, the last minute he put over a drop kick to win the game and the cup.
So the New Zealanders will not want to concede a penalty here, or concede the ball for a drop kick attempt by Botha. He's the danger man. Whoa, Rollison, whistle here, whistle, and a penalty against the South African. Serpentine being spoken to for a high tackle. Wayne Klaasen.
Well, here it comes now. You'll see Doug Rollison. You can see there were two players, and they were both sides, and you see, he went through the gap, and Serpentine just went right over the top.
Well, something's happened down the field. The plane went over, and the New Zealand player, Gary Knight, was struck by a flower bomb, and it knocked him over. He's just got to his feet again, and you can see Gary Knight was struck by a flower bomb, dropped from the plane. Now, I guess that would be a tremendous thump. I'm sorry to interrupt there, Graham. I saw that happen. And meanwhile, the lecture continues with Clive Norling talking to the two captains. This is really unreal. I just words can't describe my feelings at this point about this game. You see the field is scarred. There are papers been dropped from the plane in the background, and now a player has been hit by one of the bombs. So has television equipment, and the game goes on. 6 minutes to go, 19 points to 18. Gary Whitten. What a day to make a test debut. John Ashworth. And here comes the plane through again. Dalton, the captain of New Zealand, with his opposite number, Robert Cockrell.
The All Blacks just quietly going up this grandstand touchline in 10-metre bursts. They've got to get out of that danger area with Naas Botha.
6 minutes left in the match. Straight to Hewson in excellent position behind the 22. Coming onto the left foot side. Not a good kick, but found the line.
Right, it's on the right-hand side of the field. A quick throw in by South Africa, but it didn't go 5 metres.
Referee Clive Norling of Newport in Wales. Having a long discussion there. 6 minutes to go in the match.
Side for Naas Botha for his drop kick.
It's come to Loveridge. Rollison, they're running it. Hulkeri to Cameron to Wilson. Halfway. Well, that takes courage. Only 1 point ahead. A tight test match, a few minutes to go. of facing a drop-kick man like Border, and the All Blacks ran it. And they ran it well right out to Wilson. Hocker throws. Becker made a great jump. Now they're running this one, as they did in Christchurch late in the game. Kerber trying for a way through. Shelford catches him, and back he goes. New Zealand forwards piling in. Could be a drop kick for Rollison. And he at last has stabbed one over. Well, he tried in the first test, he tried in the second, and now in the third. Doug Rollison stabs it over. It wasn't a good kick. It was flat and wonky as it floated through the air.
But it's still 3 points, Keith. Well, you'll see how the ball came back, but it came when Danny Kerber actually had a go on his own, and the All Blacks rocked him up, and there's Doug Rollison just pushing that ball. As Keith said, it wobbles, but it went through.
22-18. The New Zealanders know now that it can't be a nasty Border drop kick or penalty that concedes the match, if in fact that's going to happen. The Springboks know they've got to score a converted try to win, and there are 3 minutes left.
Well, I think Danny Kerber might have made the mistake that could have lost them the test match, because he had 2 men outside him when he tried to go on his own and got caught by the All Black forwards. Frank Shelford once again rolled him up, and they got the ball, the All Blacks.
Three minutes in this match, this unreal atmosphere that has been played in continues with great tenseness in the stadium.
And good play by the All Blacks in that scrum. They turned the scrum round, so they cut off Serfontein from Border. They turned it so that the Jeff Old, the flanker, was able to cut Serfontein off from passing out, and they've got the ball to put in. And now they've got to put the ball up the other end of the field.
2.5 minutes to go in the match. Rollison, just a little kick through, straight to Firmus Hayes. It bounced up into his hand. Now Serfontein. Dramatic charge by South Africa. Sheldon Hayes with the ball. Away, they've got to swing it right through to Colin Beck, to Johan Hurnes, the 2 replacements. Ray Morton-Fraser. And the ball is out.
Well, once again, the little grubber kick didn't come through, and Ray Mort was very dangerous on the right wing, because when the ball went up against the Springbok foot, the Springboks were really on attack.
So they must run it again. Border, Beck, long ball to Firmus Hayes. Wilson flying at him. Hewson gets him, Danny Kerber. Out, 10 metres out. Well, the Springboks are digging deep now and coming up with real threats on the New Zealand line. 1 minute left in the game, the series and the tour. New Zealand to throw in. An injury away to the right. Pokeri. Stephen Pokeri from Southland. What a day it's been for him today. After nearly 3 years out of the game as a missionary with his church, playing a test match today, his first appearance in the All Black jersey. And he's done pretty well too. And there's the players looking skywards as the plane comes over. It's not more than about 50 feet above the top of the end grandstand. So 1 minute left in the game. The big crowd watching expectantly. South Africans have to score a converted try to win. Hayden made a great jump at the front to get it. Loveridge clears it and kicks it well out.
But now it's South Africa ball. They've got everything to play for. They won't want to throw it to Andy Hayden at number 2. It might be an idea if Andy Hayden went to number 4.
And they've got it. Millman, awkward. Knock on. South Africa will have to put in a knock on, I think, by Dalton.
Well, they haven't got much blind here. Nas Border, Germachase is right behind him. They've got to try and spin it, get the extra man in, and back up.
It's got to be a try. A converted try to win, a try to draw. Botha. He's got the bounce. Mort. That's the try. 22 all. Ray Mort's third try.
Well, they had it all worked out. You watch now is Nas Border. There he is now. He's running across field, looking for the dummy. He didn't even dummy out to Beck. He took the tackle. The ball went loose. Now here's where it happened. A little kick through from Nas Border. Across they come. Just tackled. Still keeps on his feet. Outside to Mort. He's got Dave Loveridge in defence, but he went too high, was pushed off, and the try was scored 5 metres from the corner. The clock showing, well, referee's time. Doug Rollison on the right side of the field. Can they get the ball? New Zealand.
Mark Donaldson on the field for a test appearance, his 30th test match. Border kicks it away. Referee still wants more time to play. 22 all. Well, we've all seen the action here today. It hasn't been stage managed, but it's almost like a stage managed finish at 22 all. That is if the score stays the same. There is still time for both sides to snatch a win. Low, Sheldon Hayes. Hayden and Van der Merwe. So it's New Zealand on attack. They're in the Springboks half. There can't be a kick that would go from there for South Africa. Free kick to New Zealand. Donaldson with the ball.
Drop kick.
Could be on. Donaldson to Rollison. That's the 22. A penalty back at the mark. A penalty to New Zealand. Back at the mark. What was it for?
Well, the All Blacks took the quick kick. Donaldson ran across to his left. The Springboks hadn't gone back to 10 metres, so the indirect free kick was turned into a penalty, which was on the right side of the field. They brought up Alan Houston to take it. It's on his side of the field. He can draw it in. The wind is blowing almost straight down almost the runway to him. He can just push it straight into the wind. It shouldn't be bothered at all by the wind. There it is there. You can see coming right off the top of the scoreboard. The flag there.
Yes, the referee's added on about 5 minutes of extra time. Now that could be because of the time clearing away obstacles off the pitch, the flower bombs. So 5 minutes into injury time, Alan Houston has a chance to win the series for New Zealand. And he's done it! Alan Houston stood in triumph, his arms raised as he put that kick, a dramatic kick, over the touchline. Still more play going on by the referee. There are 6 minutes left. 6 minutes into injury time. Sheldon Hayes. It could be a drop kick here for South Africa. It's got to be if they get the ball. Who's got the put in? The South Africans have the put in. Everyone in the crowd is whistling.
Well, the match has had everything, hasn't it, Keith? You couldn't have hoped for a better finish.
Last quarter, running it. Kerber. Houston got it covered. Watch for the bounce. That's Ray Mort's side. Houston bangs it out. The match is over.